Hi everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? I am so happy to be with you today. I am going to be making the cutest card with you. Here it is. Isn't it adorable? I'm using the Happy Hedgehog bundle, which has a punch and a stamp set. You can also buy them separately, but you do save 10% when you purchase them together. So it's always nice to get the bundle. I'm gonna go ahead and move those out of the way. For one part of this card here, we are going to be using the layering circles right here. These are really versatile dies. If you don't have a good set of layering circles, I highly recommend this one. I'm going to use that right here for this little sentiment. So we're going to be using this second scalloped size. This is the smallest, that's the second smallest, so that's the one we're going to be using. And this is available, the stamp set is available during Celebration. Well, Celebration is an event that is twice a year, January and February. And there's free products that you can purchase, kind of like a gift with purchase. And so you can pick your gifts out of here. This is one of the gifts by making purchases. So I'm using the sentiment out of this just a little high for me. So I just wanted to point it out that we're using special moments in addition to that. I wanted to focus on the designer series paper. The Pansy Petals paper is really awesome. I really love it. It's a versatile pack. It's in the annual catalog, and it has so many different beautiful prints in there. So check that paper out. That's what we'll be using today. And also on the inside, we've used one of the pansies and another strip of the pansy paper. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to be using a technique of masking and then a silhouetting. So we're going to go ahead and get started. So what I've done is I've stamped on a Post-it note this cute little hedgehog, which you see right here on this card. And then I have used my punch and I have punched him out. Okay, so here he is. He's all ready to go. Now he is going to be stamped first. So let me grab all of my pieces and parts. We're going to build that little scene there. But he is the first part of that scene. So that circle at the top there is basically a circle that was also die cut out. And I'm going to go ahead, I did that on a Post-it note. I'm going to attach that on here. Before I can attach my little hedgehog, I actually have to stamp him. So I'm going to grab my ink. He's going to go in soft suede. So let me grab my soft suede. And we're going to stamp him down. So I'm going to ink him up. Sorry guys, I think I'm out of camera. I'm going to ink him up. So many things on this table, on this on this table, and I think that I had gotten out of camera. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll see. All right. I'm in camera now, I know for sure. So we're gonna add him kind of over here on the left-hand side and a little bit lower because he's in the grass. So we'll put him right here. And we're gonna just go ahead and stamp him down onto our piece. Isn't he adorable? Oh my gosh, he's so cute. So now I'm gonna use that little hedgehog piece that I used out of the Post-it note. And we are going to actually cover him up because we don't want him to end up being green or blue, right? We want him to stay that color so that we can color him in a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and place this little mask, that's what this is called, over the top like that. Okay, so now he's covered up. And now we can do a little bit of coloring, and we're going to start first with the grass below, and I'm going to use the soft succulent, and I'm going to grab one of my blending brushes. I'm going to swirl it around in the ink pad, and then I'm just going to get a little bit of it off. See that little kind of dark spot? We don't want that on our piece, and we're going to just rotate that in a circular motion. until we form our grassy area here. You can pick up more color as you need it. And we're gonna layer that over the top. See why we had to cover our little hedgehog up? We didn't want him to have green on him, right? So we're gonna just build up this little grassy area here. All right, have him be in the grass. Now, we wanna do our sky. And first I want the moon to be on there. So before I stick this piece down, I want to add a little bit of lighter blue. So I'm going to grab my balmy blue, which is a paler blue, and I'm going to deposit a little bit, oops, of blue onto this area here of the sky. And I'm really gonna work that in a circle in that one spot where my moon is gonna be. I want it to be a little bit of a blue moon. So we're gonna add that over the top. And once we have that down, I think I'm gonna move it a little bit to the left. I think I want it over a little more. Right here should be good. Make sure I got that stuck. Okay, now we're gonna bring in a darker blue, and the darker blue is Misty Moonlight, and that's what we are gonna use for the sky. So I'm gonna bring in another blending brush, and we are gonna start with knocking off some dark, and then we will press that down and go around our moon here. And we'll start darkening that sky. And we're gonna have it meet the grass. I'm gonna turn it sideways. It's a little bit easier since I'm coating a large surface. So we're just slowly depositing. You have to just be patient when you do a technique like this. You can't add a lot of color quickly, so you kind of have to add it just in layers, a little bit at a time, darker and darker until you get the color that you want. So I'm just working my way through, and every time I pass over the top, I'm darkening it just a little bit more. You can see that sky is starting to get dark. Little by little as we layer on our color. And maybe one more pass. To really give that like a night sky look. Oops. All right, I'm happy with that. All right, so now we are going to stamp a little bit of grass. So we're gonna pull that soft succulent back out. I'm gonna grab the grass stamp that's in the stamp set. We're gonna add some blades of grass down here. This part here doesn't matter because we're gonna put the little circle, but I'm just gonna add one just at the bottom. That looks pretty good to me. All right, let's clean this real quick. All right, throw it in my basket. And now we're going to peel our masks off. I usually use my Take Your Pick tool. I will flip to the spatula side, and I kind of just get it up under there. There we go. And there's our cute little hedgehog. Isn't he adorable? And I like to keep these masks, since they can be reused over and over, I like to keep them in my stamp cases. So I'm going to pull this one out as well. Keep it in my stamp case. That way next time I'm using my little hedgehog, he's ready. He is ready to go. Okay, so now we can do some coloring. We're also going to add the branch over here. So let me switch this back over here, and we'll add the branch. So we're going to use black, or it's a Tuxedo Black Memento ink pad, and I'm going to actually use the tree that's in the stamp set to make a branch. So I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. Make sure I have plenty of ink. And I don't want to ink that grass section, because then it will look like a tree in the air sideways, right? We want it to look like a branch coming from the side. And then I have to figure out approximately where I want this to go. So I definitely want one of the flowers there. I want to have one of them kind of over the moon area, but near the top. Maybe there. I think that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. All right, let's roll with that. Let's just turn it a little bit. Yeah, that looks good. All right, so we're gonna press that down, and we're gonna deposit that black ink over our moon, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and clean my tree and throw them in the basket here next to me, which is where all my little stamps go. I keep a basket next to me to kind of maintain the chaos on my desk when I'm trying to teach. So we're going to color, bring this back in for a second, this into black so that it looks like a silhouette. And this is a Stampin' Right marker. There's a brush end and there's a pointy end. And we're going to use the brush end. And we're just going to follow along these tree marks. And we're just going to slowly color everything in black. So we're just going to overcome, just like if we're coloring in any color, only it's black, right? So we're going to make it a silhouette of this a silhouette of this tree. So we'll go ahead and color in the buds and the branches and then the leaves. Fill in this part here. All right, let's see. You get the idea. We're just filling in like if we were coloring in any color, right? Only we're using black. So I will color in all these pieces that are left here, almost done. And then I'm going to use the thin brush to get these finer points. I mean, not the brush, the thin tip to get these finer points. I'll show you in a second. We're finishing this flower. Because we want it to be night, right? And this little branch is, he's over there walking around in the grass where there's trees. I just wanted to create like a little scene for him. And this is the final one, and then we'll use the thin end to do our branches. I'll show you. The thinner branches, I just want to darken them a little bit. A little darker than the ink. I missed a little spot of this leaf here. Okay, so now we're going to use this side. And we're just going to follow these lines and just get them just slightly darker and not so fine. Not quite so fine, but we definitely want them to be darker, and this will help. So let's get this one, especially here, that's over the moon. Get that nice and dark. And we're almost done. There's just a few of these thinner branches. There they are. All right, so that part is finished. Now we're gonna color our little hedgehog. So I'm gonna use our Stampin' Blends, and we're gonna go ahead and use this light crumb cake for his under section. And then his quills, we're gonna color those with our dark crumb cake. So I'm gonna fill in his little body here. All right. And then the top of him is going to be this dark crumb cake. I love these blends because they make coloring so quick. All right. Once I get my outline there, I can just fill in very quick. They're alcohol-based markers. All right. So there's our little hog, our little hedgehog. Isn't he cute? And then I'm going to use the brush end here, and I'm actually going to fill in this section. I mean the bullet tip. I'm going to fill in this little section, just darken it, and I'm going to darken down his legs here slightly. All right, so there's our main little image. Now let's put this card together. So here's all my parts and pieces. We're going to stamp in Soft Succulent the sentiment on the Soft Succulent circle, which was part of that layering circles, the scallop one. And we will go ahead and add that right there, so it will be ready to go when it's time for that. All right, clean that. All right, dump it in my basket. All right, so we're going to take this first piece, which is 8.5 by 5.5, and then it's scored at the 4 1/4. I'll use my bone folder, and I'm going to really burnish that piece. That is our main piece. Then these papers here are from the Pansy Petals, which is a really beautiful paper pack. You can see we have some pretty leaves, this little layer of pansies. I'm going to use this piece up top, and I'm going to be using my Stampin' Seal to adhere these layers. So I'm going to just run that across here like so. I think I'm out of seal, so I'm going to have to put a refill in there. All right, so we will go ahead and have it this way. Layer this piece on. I want to leave a little border at the top and the same on the right and the left as best I can anyway. So that is that piece. All right, I'm switching glues because I don't have a refill handy for me to just toss that in there. So we'll use the wet glue. All right. So for this one, we're going to just add it to the bottom. This is our multi-purpose glue. This is our little pansy patch at the bottom. So we're going to put the bottom 3 sides about equal, and we'll add that layer on here. All right, so that's what we have so far. Then this little guy, let's just do the inside while I'm at it, while I have this wet glue out. We're going to go ahead and add that to our strip here. This strip is 1/2 inch by 4 3/4 of the DSP for this section here. And then this pansy was actually cut out of the designer series paper. This is one of the ones that you can just trim right out of the paper. There's a bunch of different sizes of pansies. I wanted this fresh freesia color because it matched our paper. We'll add that there at the bottom. These 2 pieces, this pansy piece here is 2.5 by 4 inches, and then this gingham one is 3 by 3.5 inches. the piece that I put my little set, section here is 3 by 4 1/4 inches. And then I've cut a strip of black, which is 3 1/8 by 4 3/8. We're going to use that and adhere those two together. There we go. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, this is going to get raised up, so we are going to be using some dimensionals. So I will grab those out here. It's a different form of adhesive, and they're foam backed. Oops, pulled the backing right off of it. There we go. I'm going to put 2 in the middle so that it stays nice. All right, so we're going to smush those down on there. And then I'm going to use my Take Your Pick tool. Close that adhesive for right now. And we are going to pull these off. I think I missed that one. One more. Oh, come here. All right, so we're going to throw those into the trash can. And this gets layered on top, and we're going to use this as the guide at the top here, not the bottom, and we're going to make sure that that is even on all 3 sides right there, and then we will go ahead and drop that into place. Perfect. This is going to lay here, so part of it is not going to be raised up, so I have to put a dimensional at that bottom here so that it won't wobble, right? And the rest of it is going to get adhesive right here, wet adhesive, so that it'll stick to this. I'm actually going to put it right here. And then we're going to lay this down just like that in this little corner. And then that will have the layer so that it's even, and then that will glue to there. And then the finishing touch is going to be these in color jewels. This is what they look like. I have a few left on this package that I'm using. I'm going to finish these off, but this is what they look like. Aren't they super cute? I love them. So we're going to use the Evening Evergreen color, which is this dark green that's behind these pansies. And I'm going to go ahead and grab a large one, and we're going to place it over here in this corner near the branch that's coming out. And then we'll use 2 small ones. I'm going to layer another one with that large one, but I'm going to put it up on here. And then we're going to add another one in this corner. Just adding a little bling, a little sparkle. But this is what they look like. They get 2 sizes, and they are definitely pretty and sparkly. I love the iridescence of them. All right. So that is our card, just a little hi from me, with our masking technique, our silhouette technique. Oh, I forgot to put the little flower behind the little hedgehog's ear. I had set it aside and just totally spaced. So I fussy cut this flower out of the paper. This time I grabbed a yellow one, and you're just gonna work your way around. It's a tiny little thing to hold on to, so it can be challenging. It's a lot easier when it's still in the paper. I probably should have done that instead of pulling it out and had the whole big piece of paper to hold on to, but we'll make it through. Hopefully you guys can see. I know my hands are kind of in the way. It's such a minute flower, but that's the beauty of these paper snips, is that the blade is so thin, you can cut something so tiny and it turns out perfect. It's just right there. All right, so there is my, and we're gonna put just a dab of adhesive right here behind her ear. Just a little dot. I'm actually going to use my putty end here. I'm gonna get it ready. I'm gonna pick this up and add it to that dot of glue and then hold it with my nail there and set it into place. Super cute. The yellow flower is just as cute as the purple one. Looks awesome. Now we're done. Sorry guys. I was like, wait a minute, I forgot the flower. So there are our 2 cards. There's her cute little flower. All right, I hope that you've enjoyed this card. I certainly have enjoyed stamping it for you. It is the Happy Hedgehogs stamp set and punch. And we did a little masking and a little silhouetting. I appreciate you watching. I am really grateful for that. So thank you so much. I'm kind of new to YouTube, so if you don't mind helping me out, like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hit that thumbs up for me. At the end of this video, it'll have a picture of my face. If you click on that, you can subscribe to my videos. And also share with your friends. I would greatly appreciate you helping me grow my channel. So thank you so much. You can check out my blog, inkyhandswarmhearts.com. That's where you shop from. That's basically my hub where you go to for everything. I do blog every day, so there's lots and lots of inspiration for you there. And I hope that you will visit me. Thank you so much again for watching. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Thank you so much. Happy stamping.